Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Today's question comes from Irene in Texas.
Come on, Irene.
Hey, yeah, I like that. She says, this is probably a long shot in reaching out since I'm sure everyone does, but I'm pretty much drowning in debt. As embarrassing as it is to say that, I'm handling my credit cards, car, and private student loans using your methods as best as I can. But when it comes to federal student loans, my anxiety kicks in, especially now that the payments will restart again. And by the way, interest starts today. I have about $192,000, an astronomical amount in interest is part of that sum. In student loans, and I don't know where to get the correct info on how to pay it. I feel like everyone has a different take, and it's hard to know what move to make so that I don't add any more to the debt. Any help on how to move forward with this is greatly appreciated. I just can't afford $2,000 payments every month, which is probably what they will want me to pay. All right, John, let's get comfortable right here because we're going to unpack this. Number one, Irene, you're not alone. That's the first thing I want you to understand here is thank you for this question because you asking this is about to give solutions and answers for a lot of people. So thank you so much for that. $192,000 in federal student loans plus other debt. Obviously, you guys know interest starts today with payments starting in October, whenever your payment is due in October. And she's going to be one of those people. So there's a lot of misinformation out there. And it can be confusing. Okay, Irene. So the first thing I want you to do, and this for anybody listening, you need to find who's got your loan. Okay, because most of the loan providers that were out there before COVID, they've decided student loan business sucks. We're out. And so your loan has been sold to somebody else. All right. So you need to find who that is, whether it's Moella, whether it's Granite State or whatever that one is called, Great Lakes, all of these different ones. It's no longer Sally Mae, right? There's all these other service providers. So you need to answer your correspondence, right? If you're getting letters in the mail, if you're getting emails, like don't bury your head in the sand. Open that bad boy up and see what's going on. Call the 1-800 number. And I posted about this on social the other day. Yeah, you might be on hold for a minute. And this might take a couple of lunch breaks to get this thing done, but don't tap out simply because it's taking longer than you hoped. You need to find out what's going on, all right? Next part to that is you're going to talk to a student loan rep, and they're going to act like they know what's best for you. And I'm telling you right now, they are a customer service expert. They are not a finance or money expert, okay? And I can tell you this, they barely understand what's going on. Okay, so when they start saying, oh, we could do an ICR plan or an IBR plan or a save plan, and they start saying all these things, they're going to suggest the one that they know the most about, okay? Not what's necessarily best for you. So A1 is I want you to be able to make your payment, okay? So when you open up that envelope or you log into the screen and you go, oh, $221, I can do that. If you can do it, great, keep it like that. If you look at that payment and you're like, holy crap, if I do that, we don't get to eat. Now is the time to start thinking about, okay, how can I make this minimum payment lower? All right. So that's the only time. If it's keeping you from eating, lower your payment and get a smaller minimum temporarily. Now, in this case with Irene.
Hold on. That means some people are going to have to sell their house because they bought a house 2 or 3 years ago and they owed $300,000 and they thought that was all going to go away and it didn't.
Yeah.
That means some people have to move apartments. What you're saying is not, if you're going to have to adjust your lifestyle a lot, then see if you can lower the payment. No.
Yes.
You want the payment as high as you can possibly get it where you can still make that payment.
Well, there's a piece to that, John. So if you're working a debt snowball like Irene, or like Sam and I, for instance, and you've got a bunch of other debts and your student loans, like it's interesting because her payments are $2,000. My husband and I, our student loan payments alone were $2,000. We could not make those payments, even with a bare bones budget. So what we did, and the only way, the only in big red letters, bold, underlined with lots of exclamation points, okay, hear me on this. The only way I would entertain a payment plan to lower my minimum payment is if I'm intensely working a debt snowball. Because in the debt snowball, if anybody doesn't understand this, you're listing all of your debts smallest to largest. You're making minimum payments on everything. And then your extra money, you need extra money to throw out the smallest debt. Now, in the midst of this, you're working extra jobs. You are not going out to eat. You are not having a life because you're paying off your debt. And if that can help you get leverage, the same way we say, hey, lower your withholding, so you're not getting a tax return, so you have extra money. The same way we say, hey, temporarily pause your 401k contribution to get extra money. All of this stuff, all of this guidance is contingent upon you doing the plan. Because if you're going to lollygag and you're going to kick rocks and be like, I'll do a little here, a little there, then you pausing your retirement, you're screwing yourself. You doing an IDR plan, you're screwing yourself. You have to do this with the intent of, I am paying off my debt, and I'm doing this with intensity and intentionality. And it is not simply to kick the can down the road and hope that 20 to 25 years from now, there's some kind of, bucket of forgiveness. So...
And am I supposed to just not go out then? Yes. Yeah. Am I supposed to just go like for hikes with the person I'm dating? Yes. Yes.
Hikes.
That's all you can afford.
That's all you can afford. Because at the end of the day, Irene, when it comes to this, you get on the phone, you talk to this person, they're going to say, hey, why don't you do this plan? Why don't you do that plan? Or by the way, here's the newest thing, 12-month on-ramp. 12-month on-ramp says, hey, when payments resume in October, if you're not ready to pay, don't pay. And we'll allow the interest to accrue. Yes, because we're going to get our money. Because again, federal student loans, they want your payment. They don't want your piece. Okay. So they're going to let that interest accrue. But oh, how nice of them. We just won't tell the credit bureau that you're defaulting. So we're just not going to report it. And for a year, you can go on and let that interest accrue as though we're doing you a favor.
That's like a medical doctor saying, you know what? We're just going to keep taking your blood tests and putting them in a shredder for a year. You eat however you want.
Do what you
smoke
want.
Whatever you want. Drink whatever you want. It's all good. We're just going to put your blood test. You're still going to die.
You're still going to die.
Still going to die.
And let me tell you guys something, because I don't think, John, I don't think their brain and their heart and their mind will let them accept the fact that they can be free. You can pay off these student loans. It's not a myth. It's not mythical. What Irene is talking about, I know that situation. My husband and I had $280,000 of student loans. Part of them were federal student loans, a big chunk, and a big chunk were private. Variable interest rates, okay? Like I said before, one of the loans was $192,000, and the payment on it was $900. On that one loan, I'm getting choked up just talking about it because I know how that mess feels. So don't wait around. You have to be free. I don't care if they tell you the interest is not accruing. If they tell you, well, forgive it after 25 years, your body feels that mess. Yeah, so your marriage feels that.
When she says, my anxiety kicks in, it should.
It should.
That's your body telling you you're not safe because you're not. Because you're not. And I've lived it too. Me and Sheila, my wife, lived it too. We've both lived it. Say that again. I think we say peace a lot, and I don't even know that we have a psychology for that anymore.
Yeah.
Walk people through the back end of this, like what it actually feels like when there's all this tussling going on in Washington, and you just keep swiping because it doesn't apply
to you. Yeah. Look, the goal is to get above the radar, right? Where you're just flying above. You're like an eagle, man. You're looking and you're going, what's going on down there? Oh, man. Okay. I'm glad I don't have nothing to do with that. That's what it is on the other side of this. On the other side of freedom, you have forgiveness for yourself. Because so many of you guys feel like, man, I can't believe I let the government trick me. I got swindled into this. And it's like, man, was I seriously that dumb? No, you weren't. You made a bad choice. But when you pay off your debt, you get forgiveness and you get peace and you get freedom with your money. That's what this is all about. Not waiting for somebody to be a hero. You're your own hero. Go get your freedom.
Get it,
Go
Irene.
get your peace.
Get it, Irene. In the Republic of Texas. Make it happen.